guys, welcome back to another episode of R&D Garage. I want to give a warm welcome to all my new subscribers. Thank you guys so much for subscribing, liking, and commenting. And of course, everybody who's been there since the beginning. I appreciate you guys so much. Well, here at R&D Garage, we're gluttons for punishment, so today we're working back on the Mini. We're going to go ahead and investigate some more of the axle issues that she's been having, possibly fix her, possibly regulate her to the corner again. Who knows how this episode is going to end? Stay tuned. Okay guys, well the first thing we got to do is take this teeny tiny tire off again. So let's get to it. Okay, we'll be back. Okay guys, the first thing we're going to do is take out the lower shock bolt, and that is right here. And after that, the shock absorber should swing a little bit loose and the suspension might droop, which is why I already put my jack underneath to help prevent that. And there are spacers on here, 2 on the bolt itself and then 2 behind, which fell off. So I'm going to go ahead and pick these up and we're going to move on. Now the cotter pin has to come out. So again, this is one of those things where you pull this straight, both sides, 1 and a 2, and then pull it out this side. And we are going to be replacing this. And just to note, the one on here is stainless steel, so it may be a little bit tougher to bend than the ones on the Honda and what have you. So this is what I'm doing next. There we go. So you guys can see this. Stainless steel cotter pins are no joke. Okay, moving on. Okay guys, now we're going to take off the hub nut. So depending on your year Mini, some of these may be right-hand thread, and some of them may be left-hand thread, which means your drill would be in basically reverse or forward to take it off, which sounds really, really weird to me. Thankfully, these are both normal. Okay, let's go ahead and get this one off. Perfect. Moving on. Okay, so now there are 2 bolts that we just took a picture of on the back of the caliper, and I'm going to go ahead and take those off. And once those bolts are off, the caliper is just going to hang. So I'm going to pull it off and hang it on our little homemade hook over here. So let's get started. There we go. And it should pull up, and there we go. And once it's loose, I can just do it with my fingers here. So that's 1. There we go. And a 2. There we go. Okay. And the screw is literally still in it. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna hang it up anyway. Where's the thing go? There it is. Oh, where? Sorry. Okay, we're gonna cut right here. Now the rotor cylinder and hub have to be basically shaken loose and pulled off. So there's a little washer underneath here that usually pops up and falls. So try not to let it hit the floor because they're kind of delicate. So I'm gonna try to catch that. So first we're gonna kind of wiggle. Oh. Yeah, see, don't do that. Sorry. It's the Mini. Oh, perfect. And it's actually heavier than you'd think it would be, even though it's much smaller than any of our other rotors and hubs. Sick. Okay, moving on. Now we're gonna take off the outer tie rod, or disconnect the outer tie rod from the steering arm. And so that's basically just this nut here. Okay. And I believe we actually have to press this guy out using the same tool we did with Blueberry. So let me get that set up. Okay, so for this job here, you can either use the puller tool like I used on Blueberry, but really with the Mini, it's such an easy job and it's such a little tiny space. And also you're not gonna hear that big bang, that what I'm gonna do is put the nut back on just a couple of turns, and then there's a nub right here that I'm gonna go ahead and tap with this metalhead hammer, and it should just basically pop off. Possibly. Oh, yeah, you see that? So now I'm gonna go ahead and take off the nut again. So again, ooh, there's no loud noises, but now it's free. For my next trick, I will be removing the nut from the ball joint, which is right there. And I gotta lay down for it, so pardon me. Okay, this, oh. There we go. Okay, and I don't really want my face so close, but here we go. There we go. Moving on. Okay guys, so for the LCA, I already have my puller tool into place here because it's a little bit more awkward underneath. And you have your choice. You can either try your box end of your wrench or you can go for your ratchet. So I'm, life is difficult enough without working on the Mini, so I'm gonna go ahead and use my ratchet. There we go. And should pull towards you and you feel it nice and tight. So we'll see if we have a big bang. Oh, check it out, guys. Awesome. It is out. Woot! Moving on. Okay guys, so this is obviously loose. I'm gonna go ahead and put the washer and nut back on just so I don't damage the threads working so close to it. There we go. Okay, now we can move on. Now we are tackling the upper control arm. So I've already got my socket on here. I'm gonna pull the spring away a bit and go ahead and get her off. There we go. So, oh yeah, I forgot these get sunk in, so you can't just, of course, pull it off. But I'm gonna take this washer off and then I'm gonna get my puller tool. Okay guys, so thank you Mini. I was putting on my puller tool and it actually, when I was popping it on, it came apart. And so it hasn't been together that long and it's never been apart. So I guess just, I don't know, Mini. We're gonna call it Mini theory. So anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and release this again. Had popped off. Shake it. No, or you can do it like that. It's like, one of those days. I actually caught it, so I'm happy. Okay, now I'm gonna go ahead and pop the CV joint from the inner shaft, and using my slide hammer again with the extension like I did on Blueberry last week. And with this other hand, I'm gonna try, oh good, I can reach, and hold the axle so that when it falls, it won't like bung itself. So, I feel like I'm about to punch myself in the stomach. Let's go. Oh. Yeah, I'm like literally punching myself in the stomach. There we go. Come on, guy. There we are. Okay. Oh, and she's off. I swear, even though it's a Mini, these parts are like heavier. Ugh, they're filled with misery. As you can see, we have the heaviest duty outer CV that you can get. There's a custom axle in between, axle shaft, and then a normal Honda inner CV. Okay, so just to check things out, I went ahead and pulled over the axle from Blueberry. And remember, she's got about 150,000 miles on her, so she's definitely well used. I wanted to see if they both had the same kind of play, like I'm finding with the inner CV on Nigel's axle here. So I go ahead and pick up Blueberry's, and I'm holding this side firm by the axle, and there's like literally no play whatsoever. Like obviously the rubber booty is kind of moving, but this, I mean, it is stiff. There's no play. So I'm going over to Nigel's, and not only is there play, but you can hear that clicking. And that clicking is also what we hear when we're driving it. So clearly this is broken. We need to get to the bottom of it because I think this is literally the third or fourth that we've broke now. So yeah, I guess we're just gonna have to do some investigation and see what's going on. This isn't cool. Hey guys, well, I didn't want to end the video on such a depressing note, but I took a chance after we were done with that last shot, ripped out the passenger side axle, did everything we did on the driver's side, and unfortunately that one is broken too. So I think at this point, I know of a shop down in SoCal that deals only in Vtec Minis. And so I think I'm gonna give them a call either this week or next, maybe in the new year, and see what they suggest, or just bundle her up, send her down, get her done. I really want to drive her again. You guys are just gonna be like, holy crap, when we finally do a driving video, because she really is like a tiny little rocket, and she's super cute, and I want her back on the road. So I think that's gonna be the plan for the new year. At any rate, thank you guys so much for watching R&D Garage. I know I say it a lot, but I appreciate you guys so much. I really do, because honestly, I'm doing it for you guys. I'm doing it for myself because it's so much fun for me to work on cars, but I love it that other people are learning from my videos. That just, oh. So at any rate, thank you again for watching, for liking, for subscribing, and for sharing. So I will be back with new content soon. Have a great week.